to the House Business Committee. Let me get the reactions of my guests here in studio, and I'll start with you, Ken. NASA so far has not yet fronted names of people who will be in that House Business Committee, which is really supposed to set the agenda of the House. Why so? Is it that they're having trouble because NASA is a conglomerate of four parties now that Isaac Ruto is out?
One of the things that I think has delayed the presenting of the list of the nominees to that particular committee would be informed by their absentia from the opening of the House yesterday. And I think this is the time they want to consult and see who to front in that particular committee. Remember that in a presidential system, we have two sides to the House. We have the majority and minority. And I think from what I'm viewing on TV, the legislators who are on the floor of the House should now begin teaching and informing Kenyans on what happens in a presidential system. And I think the most important thing at this point in time is for the legislators who've been elected and serving in the House to reach out to each other and be able to form committees that will move this country forward.
Right.
And what we ought to get guidance from the Speaker of the House is to look at him as a fellow who is above reproach, not to see what he's doing by treating people like Bandi, who is the leader of the minority, in a very condescending manner. If they have discussed issues behind those...
Do you think he did?
Yes, he did. Because if he avers that they had discussed this issue with Bandi, but he goes ahead and lampoon him before his peers. I mean, what is the perception? I think when it plays out in the public gallery, it ends up now creating a situation where every one of them will be spoiling for a fight.
Okay.
And this will not be bridging the gap that we're experiencing at the moment in this country.
All right. Dr. Your thoughts about the 12th Parliament. As you can see, what precedence is it already setting with the Speaker, just advising the way Ken is saying it was condescending to John Mbadi?
Well, I don't believe it's... the word condescending is good enough,
right.
is appropriate in this case. I do understand the Speaker, Honorable Justin Muturi, being frustrated because if we are to walk down memory's lane, just yesterday, a portion of the MPs from the NASA side decided not to attend the opening ceremony. And as a Speaker of the House, who was voted in with near anonymity, I think he's frustrated that they are not cooperating at this early stage with the Speaker's position. I think it has been underscored on many occasions that we have three independent arms of government. The judiciary, which did its work in terms of the election. We have the presidency, and we have the legislature, whose work is oversight, representation, and legislation. And I think as much as the NASA side might have some frustrations, they should start understanding that the two other arms of government are intact. There's no election. One arm of government, the judiciary, there's no even any election. They are appointed. And the other arm has already been elected.
Yes.
The one arm that is remaining, which is the presidency, already has a president in place awaiting an election to prepare the next president. So they must take the business of the House and what they were elected to do seriously. And that is where the frustration of Justin Muturi is coming from. Like I said, people like the minority leader, John Bandi, are people who have been in parliament before. They do not need to be told about how a parliamentary system works. They already know. So
they should be more cooperative.
They should be more cooperative going forward. And it is understandable that everybody has got emotional capital invested in the presidential election of October 17th.
Yeah.
But that does not mean the rest of the country should not move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We have to wrap up there. I've been speaking to Ken Ambadi on my immediate extreme right, who is a political analyst. I've also been having Dr. Robert Kagiri, who's the director at the Africa Policy Institute. Thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure.
All right, so we want to continue with our coverage, and we just want